Here we go. O Yehovah, the great and awesome God of the universe, the King of all things, we thank you so much for these days that we have to rest and relax and enjoy your company and your fellowship, especially with each other, and teaching us your ways and your will and our history of our family from way back, and some learning that we can take from that. Help us to be dedicated to you ourselves in these days at this time. In the name of our Messiah, Yeshua, amen. All right, I will light the shamash. Son of mine, you ready to rock and roll? Okay, you guys light the candles, and I will begin the blessings. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, the King of the universe, who performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, the King of the universe, who has granted us life and sustained us and enabled us to reach this special occasion. That's all right. Go ahead, Captain. Now tonight, we've got a continuation of our story after the new king comes along. Somebody wants to come along and take his place. Hayden, would you like to get this last one? Oh, never mind. The other one lit it by itself. So I heat that one up just a little bit and stick it in there, and you stand up straight. There you go. All right, here we go. In the year 151 before the birth of our Messiah Yeshua, Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, left Rome and with a few men landed in a town on the Mediterranean coast where he proclaimed himself king. As he was making his way to the royal palace of his ancestors, the soldiers arrested Antiochus V and Lysias, planning to take them to Demetrius. When Demetrius heard about it, he said, "I don't want to see them." So the soldiers killed him, and Demetrius took the throne. So Antiochus' son, Antiochus V, and his partner Lysias just got killed by a guy named Demetrius, who took over when he came from Rome. Now, all of the godless traitors among our people that were led by Alcimus, who wanted to be the high priest, went to Demetrius, this new king. And they went and brought accusations or accused the other Jews and said, "Judas Maccabee and his brothers have killed everybody who supported you, and they have driven us out of our country. We advise you to send someone whom you can trust to go and inspect all of the damage done to our property and the king's territory, and to punish this Judas Maccabee and his brothers and everybody who supports him."
Didn't he get squished by an elephant?
No, there was one guy who was fighting that was squished by an elephant. It wasn't Judas, though. Now, King Demetrius chose one of his advisors, a man by the name of Bacchides, who was the governor of Greater Syria. And he was an important man in the empire, and he was loyal to the king. And he sent along with the godless Alcimus. He was sent along with the godless Alcimus, whom the king had appointed as the high priest. Now, who can be a high priest in our temple?
Only the people from one of the tribes.
Which tribe?
Tribe of Benjamin?
No.
Wait.
Levi. The tribe of Levi, or Levi. So Alcimus, was ordered to take revenge on those Jews who followed Judas Maccabee. And they left Antioch and arrived in Judea with a large army. And Bacchides tried to trick Judas and his brothers by sending to them messengers with offers of peace. But when Judas and his brothers saw what a large army they had brought with them, they did not believe what the messengers said. Now a group of the teachers of the law of Moses that God had given him, came to Alcimus and Bacchides, asking for justice. These devout and patriotic men were the first of the Jews to try to make peace with Alcimus and Bacchides. They trusted Alcimus, who was a priest descended from Aaron, and they thought he would cause them no harm. Alcimus assured them of his peaceful intentions and solemnly promised that no harm would come to them or their friends. But as soon as they began to trust him, he arrested 60 of them and put them all to death on the same day. Just like the scripture says, "The blood of your faithful people was poured out and their bodies were scattered around Jerusalem, and there was no one left to bury the dead. When this happened, all the people were afraid of Alcimus and Bacchides, and they said, "They don't know what truth or justice means. They gave their solemn word, and then they broke it." Bacchides left Jerusalem and set up his headquarters at Beth-Zaith. He ordered the arrest of some of the faithful Jews and even many of the renegades who had willingly joined him. He had them killed and thrown into a deep pit. Bacchides put the country under the control of Alcimus, this new fake high priest, and left troops there to help him and returned to the king. Now Alcimus then began his struggle to establish himself as the high priest among all the people. Every troublemaker in the country joined him. They gained control of the land of Judea and caused great difficulties for the Jews. Judas saw that the trouble Alcimus and his men had caused was even worse than the damage done by the Gentiles. So he went around the whole country of Judea taking revenge on all the men who had willingly joined Alcimus and preventing them from leaving the towns and going into the country. And when Alcimus saw that Judas and his men were growing more powerful, and when he realized that he would not be able to stand against them, he returned to the king and accused them of great crimes. Then the king sent Nicanor, one of his most trusted and honored officers who hated the Jews, with orders to exterminate them. What does exterminate mean?
Pew pew.
Pew pew, that's right, kill them all. Nicanor came to Jerusalem with a big army. He tried to trick Judas and his brothers by sending offers of peace. He said, "There doesn't need to be any fighting between you and me. I will come to you with a small escort for a friendly private conversation." When he came to Judas, they exchanged polite greetings, but Judas' enemies were ready to kidnap him. When Judas learned that Nicanor's visit was part of a plot against him, he was afraid and decided not to meet him again. Nicanor realized that his plan had been discovered, so he left Jerusalem to meet Judas in battle at Sephar Salama. About 500 of Nicanor's men were killed, and the rest of the army escaped to the fort in Jerusalem. Sometime later, Nicanor went to Mount Zion. Some of the priests left the temple, and along with some of the leaders of the people, went to welcome him with words of peace and show him the burnt offering that was being sacrificed on behalf of the king. But he ridiculed them and made fun of them and made them ceremonially unclean by spitting on them. He spoke proudly and angrily threatened them with an oath, saying, "Unless Judas and his army are surrendered to me immediately, I will burn this temple down as soon as I return after my victory." And he left in a rage. And the priests went into the courtyard and stood facing the altar in the temple, and they started crying and prayed, "Lord, you chose this temple as a place to bear your name and to be a place of prayer and intercession for your people. Now take vengeance on this man and his army. Let them die in battle. Remember how they spoke evil about you, and let none of them survive." Now Nicanor left Jerusalem and set up his headquarters at Beth-horon, where the Syrian army joined him. Meanwhile, Judas set up camp at Adasa with 3,000 men, and there Judas prayed and said, "Lord, the scriptures tell us that when a king sent messengers to insult you, your angel went out and killed 185,000 of his soldiers. Now, in the same way, crush this army before us today and let everyone know that Nicanor is being punished because he insulted your holy temple. Punish him as his wickedness deserves." And the armies met in battle on the 13th day of the month of Adar, and Nicanor's army was defeated. Nicanor himself was the first to be killed in battle, and when his soldiers saw that he was dead, they threw down their weapons and fled. The Jews pursued them all day long from Adasa to Gezer. As they followed, they kept sounding the call to battle on the trumpets, and from all of the surrounding villages of Judea, people came out and attacked the fleeing army from all different sides. This forced them back towards the Jews who were chasing them, and all of the enemy were killed in the fight. Not one of them survived. The Jews then took the loot and then cut off Nicanor's head and his right arm, which he had so arrogantly extended. They brought his head and his arm to be put on display outside Jerusalem. There was great rejoicing among the Jews, and they set that day aside as a special day of celebration. and decreed that the 13th day of Adar should be observed as an annual day of celebration. There was peace in the land of Judea for a little while. So we just keep having this guy wants to kill us and gathers an army and we defeat him, and then this guy comes along with an army and wants to kill us and we defeat him, and then another guy pops up, and they just keep coming. Now next time when we read, we're going to find that our people then decide, man, we're just going to keep on fighting and they're just going to keep on sending people. We need somebody to help us. And they go to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is starting to form and they're getting pretty powerful. So our people decide, maybe we need to ask the Romans for help. Who do you think they should have asked for help?
God.
They should have continued to rely on God, and God would have given them great victory. All right, we got a little quiz here for you. Hold on to that. Hold on to this. Captain, you can't play. You're too smart. If you answer a question correctly, you get to choose the color candy of your choice. Are you ready? Here comes the first question. And you have to raise your hand. The first person to raise their hand gets to answer the question. All right? How many tribes were there in Israel? Aiden was first. How many? 12. Nice job. Let's see what you got there. Oh, he's taking a green one. Okay. What is the name given to the first 5 books of the Bible?
Judea.
No, that's a place. What do they call the first 5 books of the Bible? I'll give you a hint. It starts with a T. Oh, no. All right, Captain. Torah. Johnson, would you like a candy? All right. Ready to raise your hand? Who wrote the first 5 books of the Bible? Hey, Evan?
Moses.
Nice job, little buddy. All right, here comes the next question. Which book tells about the creation of Earth?
Genesis.
Wing ding 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 ding. Well, he spoke. Make sure you raise your hand. Okay, here we go. Ooh, here's a good one. Who wrote the book of Proverbs? Yes?
David.
No. Whoa.
Solomon.
Solomon. There you go. All right, good job. Here we go. Ooh, this is a good one. What does the word Genesis mean?
Beginning.
Oh, good job, little buddy.
Raise your hand.
Yes, dude, try to remember to raise your hand. Okay, here we go. Which book tells the story of Noah's Ark?
Genesis.
Again, good job.
Raise your
Please do raise your hand. Don't forget to raise your hand. If you know it, you can call it out. You don't have to raise your hand. If it's in your head and it pops out of your mouth, that's cool. So just let it go right out your pie hole. You ready? All right, here comes the next one. Ooh, this one would be challenging. Can anybody name the first 5 books of the Bible? What are the books of the Torah? I will give you a candy if you can name 3 of them.
Genesis. The Proverbs.
No. Would you like to try?
Genesis. I seriously don't know.
Okay. Cap?
Genesis, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
He got it.
The 3.
That's 3. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Oh, come on. I've got none.
Say what?
2.
None from none to 2 is a pretty good jump. All right, here we go. Ready?
How many has Evan got?
Who was a shepherd and a king?
David.
I think you both said it at the same time.
What? No, I said it.
He was saying it too, but you said it faster. You were both
I
saying it at the
started
same time.
first.
You started first.
And I
You are
said
correct.
first.
All right. Oh, here's a good one. Where did Joseph become a ruler?
In Egypt.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, this one's a tricky one. You may not know. To what city did God try to send Jonah?
No idea.
No idea.
Captain?
Are you sure, Evan? We read this story.
Mama?
Nineveh.
Nineveh. That's right. You want a candy, Mama?
No,
All right, here we go. Where did Elisha tell Naaman to go wash himself 7 times?
At the temple?
No. Hayden?
Temple of God.
Good guess. It was the Jordan River. Okay. Ooh, here's a good one. On what mountain did Noah's Ark rest after the flood?
You're never telling us any of these things.
We read them.
No, you do the David songs. You never talk about these. You're just
That is
saying
not
this so
true.
you
You're
can
saying you've
stick
never
all
read-
those in your pie hole.
You say you're saying we've never read the book of Genesis. We've read it and we've listened to it like 5. It's to it.
anything about an actual mount. The name of the.
It starts with an A. It's Mount Ararat.
They will rat.
That's
me that.
right.
You're just saying this so you can stick all those candies in your mouth.
Okay, here we go. What is the very first book of the Torah?
Genesis.
Nice.
I let him have them.
All right. Ooh, here's one. Which book in the Bible has the most chapters?
Genesis?
No, sir.
Numbers?
No.
Proverbs.
Ooh, very close. It's actually Psalms. Good
You
guess.
never tell us any of these things.
Ooh. When the captives were taken to Babylon and they refused to bow down to the foreign king, they were thrown into a fiery furnace. How many were there?
3.
Nice job, Evan.
Oh, all I need is blue.
Okay. Now, who wrote most of the Psalms?
David.
David.
Yes. Good job, buddy. Oh, here's a good one. Who was the first king of Israel?
David.
Wait.
No.
Wait. I have my hand raised.
No.
You sit down.
If you know it, spit it out.
Saul.
Yes, it was Saul. Good job, buddy. All right, here we go. Ooh, how long was Jonah in the great fish?
3 days.
Nice job, Evan.
I
He
put my
spoke.
hand
You
first.
remember we changed that rule. You don't have to put your hand up. You just have to start speaking. All right. Oh. Yes, thank you. How many commandments did God give to Moses on Mount
Oh,
Sinai?
it's 12.
No.
10.
Yes.
Oh, mine.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. You might remember this one. It was in our Torah portion just last week. How many pieces of silver was Joseph sold for?
100.
No.
50.
15.
No.
15.
No.
10.
20.
20. Good job. Oh, here we go. This one's a little tricky, maybe. Who said, "Let there be light"?
God.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. He just waits until I start saying it and he's like, "Bleh."
No, Evan, you won fair and square. It's okay. Oh, There was a man named Naaman that was healed of a certain disease. What was the disease?
Something with skin.
Yes. What's it called when your skin turns all white? Sounds like leprechaun.
Leprosy. Mine. You can't get them candies.
Oh. Now you spit this out quick. You ready? Who was the wisest king?
David.
No.
Solomon.
Yeah.
How many candies do you have, Evan?
We're going to find out at the end. Don't start counting them yet. Who was swallowed by a great fish?
Jonah.
All right. Good job, little munchkin. All right. Oh, here's a good one. A little bit more thinking involved. Why was Daniel thrown into the lion's den?
Because he didn't pray. He didn't pray to the king.
He refused to bow down to the king, but that's not actually why he was thrown into the lion's den.
Because he prayed God.
Yes, because he prayed to God, and they had made a rule that you cannot pray to anybody except the king. Good job. We have 2 more questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
What 2 foods were given to Israel in the wilderness?
Apple.
Wait. I know.
Not apples.
Manna and quail.
Manna and quail.
Wait, that was a 2-part question. I get 2 candies.
No, you don't.
Oh, come on.
All right, here we go. How did the Israelites cross the Red Sea?
It was split.
Yes, good job. All right, nice job, guys. Now let's count up your candies and see how many you got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
13.
11, 12.
13.
Woo! The
yeah.
bigger boy beats the littler boy by 1 piece of candy.
Oh, come on.
You know what that means? That means you're both incredibly smart, and you've done a great job on your Bible quiz.
Now you get to eat them.
Praise be to God for my smart little monkeys. Yes, you get to eat them. Excellent work, guys. Tomorrow we'll catch up and have some more good times.
Oh, damn, I thought they were M&Ms.
They're Skittles. They're tasty Skittles.